Beloved friends, today I bring you a truth that has been hidden in plain sight, a truth that can open the gates of abundance and pour into your life large sums of money in less than 24 hours. The universe is rich, lavish, and filled with supply, and you are not separate from it. You are one with this infinite abundance, and by the power of your spoken word, you may call it forth into visible form. Your words are commands. What you speak with conviction, with faith and without fear, must come rushing toward you, for the spoken word has creative power. When you declare lack, you chain yourself to limitation. When you speak riches, you set in motion unseen forces that bring prosperity swiftly and surely. Your words are commands. This is not mere poetry or a figure of speech, but an eternal law that governs life itself. The invisible substance of the universe responds to the vibration of your words and thoughts, and it takes shape according to what you decree. Every word you speak carries a seed, and that seed, whether of abundance or lack, must grow and bear fruit after its own kind. When you speak words of fear, of worry, of I cannot, and I do not have, you are commanding the universe to bring forth exactly that experience. But when you speak words of faith, of power, of I am provided for, and I am rich, then you command wealth and success to take form in your world. It is not the volume of your voice that matters, but the conviction in your heart. The universe does not hear begging, it hears certainty. It does not answer the whimper of doubt, it answers the bold declaration of truth. Consider that every great creation begins with a word. The architect speaks his design before the foundation is laid. The composer names the song before it is played. The universe itself was spoken into existence by the great command, "Let there be." If words have created worlds, shall they not also create money, opportunity, and supply for you? When you say, I am a magnet for large sums of money, you are not hoping, you are commanding, and that command is backed by divine law. Your word sets unseen currents into motion, drawing to you channels of increase you could not even imagine. The very air is alive with substance, waiting to be shaped by your decree. Most people live in ignorance of this law, speaking carelessly about lack and hardship. They say, I never have enough, and so the law, unfailing and impartial, makes it so. They repeat, money is hard to come by, and the law obeys without question, tightening their purse. But those who understand, who guard their tongue and use their words as instruments of creation, find that riches respond swiftly. They speak abundance with gratitude and confidence, and within hours, doors open, checks arrive, debts are forgiven, or unexpected gifts appear. To speak is to create, and to command with faith is to rule. You are not at the mercy of chance or circumstance. You are a commander of substance. The moment you say with conviction, I give thanks that wealth flows to me now, the law begins to move, arranging people, events, and opportunities to fulfill your word. Do not waver after you speak. Hold steady, for your decree is already traveling through unseen channels to its destination. If you contradict it with fear or doubt, you break the current, but if you remain steadfast, your word cannot fail. Speak riches, not lack. This simple instruction contains the power to transform a life of struggle into a life of ease. Every word you utter plants a seed in the fertile soil of the universe, and the harvest comes back multiplied. If your daily speech is filled with thoughts of poverty, worry, and despair, the harvest must be one of more poverty, more worry, and more despair. But if you choose to speak only of wealth, of prosperity, and of good fortune, then you invite abundance to spring up around you in marvelous and often unexpected ways. The tongue has the power of life and death, and with every sentence you choose whether to breathe life into wealth or to breathe life into want. Most people, without realizing it, talk themselves into lack. They say things like, I can't afford it, money never stays with me, or it's always hard to make ends meet. Each of these statements is a command, a decree that the invisible substance of life must obey. When such words are spoken with emotion, they become charged seeds that produce exactly what is feared. It is not fate nor luck, but the law of spoken word fulfilling itself. The universe is impartial. It does not decide for you, but gives you what you continuously call forth. On the other hand, the one who understands the creative power of speech becomes vigilant with their words. Instead of speaking of bills and burdens, they speak of plenty and provision. Instead of saying, "I never have enough," they declare, "I always have more than enough." They replace, "I can't afford it," with "I am richly supplied, and money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways." In making these substitutions, they shift their vibration and align with the flow of divine abundance. Life then begins to rearrange itself to prove their words true. Opportunities appear, money arrives from surprising sources, and doors open where once there were walls. Speaking riches is not lying. It is commanding truth to reveal itself. Lack is the illusion, abundance is the reality. The universe is infinite, overflowing with supply, and only by declaring lack do we shut ourselves off from that flow. When you speak wealth, you are not wishing for something outside yourself. You are affirming the eternal truth that prosperity is already yours by divine right. To declare, "I am wealthy, I am prosperous, I am richly blessed," is to align your words with the truth of your being, and truth always manifests itself. The shift begins in the smallest moments. When you see a bill, instead of saying, "I can't pay this," you say, "This is easily paid by divine supply that flows to me now." When you desire something, instead of saying, "I can't afford it," you say, "If it is right for me, it is already mine, and money arrives for it at the perfect time." Each word is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life, and if you keep painting in the colors of wealth, your entire world will shine with prosperity. Decree, don't plead. This is one of the greatest secrets to manifesting wealth, and it separates those who live in struggle from those who live in abundance. When you plead, you are admitting lack. You are saying with your words and your energy that what you desire is far away, that it belongs to someone else, and that you must beg to have it. Pleading places you in the position of a beggar, and the universe will always mirror back to you what you feel yourself to be. The one who begs continues to be given crumbs, while the one who decrees speaks as an heir to infinite riches, and therefore receives the treasure house of supply. A decree is different from a wish or a hope. A decree is spoken with authority, as a command backed by divine law. You do not beg the sun to rise. You know that it will, and you declare your day with certainty. In the same way, when you decree prosperity, you speak as one who knows the law of abundance is already working in your favor. You do not say, "Please let money come to me." Instead, you say, "Money flows to me now by divine right in perfect ways." Your tone is not weak, but strong. Your words are not uncertain, but exact. The universe is not moved by whimpers. It is moved by certainty, conviction, and faith. Many unknowingly cancel their good by falling into the habit of pleading. They pray and beg for what they desire, while secretly believing they do not deserve it. They cry for money as though it were withheld, yet every time they plead, they are affirming lack. They set up resistance and delay because their words are not in harmony with truth. The truth is that abundance already belongs to them, but only through a decree of faith can it be called into visible form. A decree affirms ownership. It claims wealth as present reality. When a king makes a decree, he does not question whether it will be carried out. He speaks, and it is so, because authority backs his words. You too are a child of the infinite, and divine authority backs your words when you speak with faith. The moment you decree, "I am richly supplied," the invisible substance of life begins to move. People, circumstances, and opportunities start to align to make your decree visible. The channels are many, but the law is one. What you decree in faith must appear. The art is to speak as though you already have it. Gratitude and certainty must fill your words. When you decree wealth, feel the joy of already possessing it. Give thanks for it in advance, for thanksgiving seals the decree. Do not look around for evidence or worry about the how. The decree itself sets everything in motion. Your only task is to remain steadfast, never contradicting your words with doubt or fear. The law of divine right supply is one of the most liberating truths a person can ever come to know. It declares that there is an infinite storehouse of wealth, health, love, and opportunity, and every individual has a rightful share of it. No one is born into lack by divine decree. Lack is only the result of false beliefs and fearful thoughts. The universe is overflowing with good, and divine law ensures that what is meant for you cannot be taken away by another. What belongs to you will find its way to you, often with astonishing speed, when you align your words and your thoughts with this truth. Money, ideas, opportunities, and all forms of supply are not scarce. They exist in abundance, waiting to flow into visible form through the channel of your faith. Many people believe they must struggle, compete, or fight for their share, but this is a mistake. Competition creates resistance, and resistance creates delay. When you know that your good is yours by divine right, you stop looking at what others have and begin to call forth your own. The law does not work by chance or favoritism. It is precise and impartial, and it responds unfailingly to the conviction of your spoken word. If you continually say, "I never have enough," you close the door to supply, but if you declare, "I am divinely supplied and all my needs are met," you swing that door wide open and allow riches to flow in. You are never cut off from abundance except through your own disbelief. The truth is that your supply is as sure as the sunrise, as certain as the turning of the seasons. It may not always arrive through the channels you expect, but it will arrive in perfect timing and in perfect ways. The law of divine right supply also means that you do not need to take from another in order to prosper. Your good cannot be lost, delayed, or stolen. What is yours, and what belongs to another will never truly satisfy you. This truth dissolves envy, greed, and fear, for you understand that the universe holds enough for all. Just as one candle lighting another does not diminish its own flame, so too does the wealth of others not reduce your own. In fact, blessing the prosperity you see around you multiplies your own, for you align yourself with the frequency of abundance. To live by this law, you must speak it often and with confidence. Say to yourself, "I am supplied by the inexhaustible riches of the universe. All that is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways." Speak these words not as hope, but as fact. Feel their truth in your heart and give thanks that the law is already at work. The more you affirm it, the more you see doors opening, opportunities arising, and channels of wealth revealing themselves. The law of divine right supply never fails. It is the great equalizer, the eternal source, and the unchanging truth. To know it and to speak, it is to stand in the flow of infinite abundance, where all that you need and desire comes easily and without struggle. Faith over doubt is the golden key that unlocks the treasure house of the universe. Faith is not merely wishing or hoping. It is the deep inner knowing that what you speak and believe must come to pass. Doubt, on the other hand, is the thief of blessings. It creeps in silently and whispers that what you desire is impossible, that the money will not come, that the opportunity will slip away. Every time you give in to doubt, you cancel your good, for the law of the spoken word cannot flow where disbelief has built a wall. Faith is the open door, doubt is the locked gate. One allows abundance to rush in, the other keeps it waiting outside. When you speak words of prosperity, you must clothe them in the certainty of faith. To say, "Money flows to me now," while secretly doubting in your heart, is like planting a seed and then digging it up each day to see if it has sprouted. The soil cannot work its magic if the seed is disturbed, and the universe cannot bring forth your good if you continually uproot it with fear. Faith plants the seed and leaves it. trusting that growth is taking place even when nothing can yet be seen. Faith does not need evidence, for faith is the evidence. The power of faith lies in its ability to see the invisible. Faith declares it is done, even when the outer world shows no sign of change. Faith gives thanks in advance, as though the riches have already arrived, and by doing so, it creates the vibration that draws them near. Doubt, however, waits for proof before it believes, and in doing so, it delays the very proof it longs for. The law cannot bring manifestation to one who doubts, for doubt is a declaration of disbelief. It is a spoken word as much as faith, but it is a word that commands failure instead of success. To choose faith over doubt is to align yourself with divine certainty. The universe is abundant, the law is exact, and your spoken word has creative power. When you stand on this truth, you need not wonder if your desire will come to pass. You only need to remain steadfast, refusing to be moved by appearances or delays. The outer world may seem unchanged for a time, but faith knows that the inner word is already at work, arranging circumstances, moving people, and preparing the way. Doubt looks at the clock and grows restless. Faith knows that divine timing is perfect and never late. Whenever doubt arises, replace it immediately with words of faith. If the thought comes, "What if the money does not arrive?" answer boldly, "My supply is certain, and it comes in perfect ways." If the fear whispers, "What if I fail?" declare, "I cannot fail, for divine law is on my side." By doing this, you train your mind to favor faith over fear, and in time, faith becomes your natural state. Faith over doubt is the master key. With it, you can unlock doors that seemed forever closed, attract money in ways you could not imagine, and see miracles unfold in hours instead of years. Choose faith, speak faith, and live in the assurance that your every word of abundance is already fulfilled. Miracles unfold swiftly when you align your words with truth and speak them with unwavering conviction. A miracle is not something unnatural or rare. It is simply the natural law of the universe operating in your favor, unhindered by fear, doubt, or resistance. What seems impossible to the reasoning mind is entirely possible to the divine law of abundance, which works without effort and without delay once the command is given. Many believe that wealth and success must come slowly, step by step, after long years of labor, but this belief itself is the chain that binds them. The truth is that money, opportunities, and supply can appear in an instant, for the universe is unlimited and knows no time as man knows it. The very moment you decree prosperity with faith, unseen forces begin to arrange themselves, and what once looked far away can suddenly stand at your door. The swiftness of miracles depends not on the universe, but on you. The law is always ready to deliver. It waits only for your readiness to receive. If you delay with thoughts of fear, if you question how it will come or whether you deserve it, you slow down the current. But if you hold to the knowing that abundance is already yours, the supply rushes to you as though eager to prove your word true. What you expect with certainty arrives quickly, while what you doubt drifts farther away. Miracles are not hindered by size or scale. To the divine, a penny and a fortune are the same, and both can be delivered in an instant. Often, the miracle comes through channels you never considered. You may expect money to arrive through your job, yet it appears through a gift, a refund, an opportunity, or even a debt suddenly cleared. The form does not matter, the law finds the quickest route. Your task is not to dictate the how, but to declare the what and hold steady in faith. The moment you say, "Large sums of money flow to me now," the law begins to weave the circumstances to fulfill it. A phone call may come, a chance meeting may occur, or a long, forgotten investment may surface. What looks like coincidence is in truth divine arrangement, set in motion by your word. The speed of miracles also lies in your willingness to receive. Many people unknowingly push away their good by feeling unworthy or by clinging to fear of change. But when you open your heart with gratitude and expectation, you signal to the universe that you are ready, and the supply flows swiftly. Gratitude is the magnet that accelerates the process. To give thanks before the miracle arrives is to declare, "I already have it." And this declaration shortens the time between word and manifestation. Miracles unfold swiftly because the law of abundance does not need time. It only needs faith. Time is the illusion of man, but the universe knows only the eternal now. The riches you desire are already here, waiting in the invisible. When you call them forth with faith, they appear as quickly as a curtain being lifted to reveal the stage already set. Speak boldly, expect confidently, and stand ready, for your miracle of money can come in less than 24 hours.